Well, g'day everybody, and welcome back into the cockpit of the. This time we're in the. Oh, wrong way. This time we're in the Diamond. We're out in Iran. We're at Oscar India Sierra Sierra Shahid International Airport in Shiraz. What we are doing today is I did the pushback, a little bit of pushback and stuff. I've got the beast all fired up. I will show you what we are flying today. There we go. We are flying the Diamond. Looking forward to flying this. It actually has a lot of the DA40 has good visual range and stuff with the sort of the dome cockpit. Quite a nice aircraft. It is running the G1000s. I do not like the G1000s. I'm still trying to get used to them. Yeah, unfortunately that's the way it is. So what I thought we could do is I've got everything fired up here. Avionics on, which they already were, so I thought we could set this up and have a fiddle and try and get this done. Where we are flying today, we are heading over to we're going to take off from Shahid here, and we are heading over to, we're going to do a flyover. About 7 minutes away from here is the Persian Gulf complex. We're going to do a bit of a flyover of that, come back, fly over the top of it, and head out for a 20-minute flight out to look at the Tomb of Cyrus in Iran. I'll tell you a bit about the Tomb of Cyrus when we're on our way, and then we will be heading back here to Shahid to land. So nice little flight. It's approximately 1 hour. It'll be less than 1 hour for you guys, because I will be obviously doing some cuts and stuff in it as well. So where are we? Let's set this up. Let's set the CDI to I think GPS. Yes, GPS. Excuse me. When we take off from the airport, we will come back over the airport, and once we do a flyover, we will be turning to 325 degrees. So what we will do is, I'm not sure what runway we're going to take off on, so we will probably change that anyway. Once we know what airport we are or what runway we're taking off of. I actually have AI traffic on this time as opposed to real world traffic, so we still haven't managed to see an aircraft in this yet. So well, I mean, we've seen them on the ground, but we haven't seen any in the air. We have heard them over the radio and stuff like that as well, but that's probably about it. We won't have our flight director on today. We're going to climb out. We're expecting to be flying at an altitude of 6,000 feet. So I am going to dial that into here if I can. There we go. So let's go to 6,000. There we go, 6,000 feet. Our altimeter is set to 29.992, which is what the setting is for this airport at the moment. The other thing that I do need to do is we will be putting on. We'll probably be using the autopilot at some point, probably after we leave the Persian Gulf complex. Still trying to work out the co-pilot, the autopilot on the G1000, and not super duper at that. If we go into the GPS. Let's go back again. If we go into the flight plan, which is there, you can see what we are doing. So we are leaving Oscar India Sierra Sierra, heading to the Persian Gulf complex at a heading of 326 degrees. Then we will be heading out to the Tomb of Cyrus and heading back into here. So excuse me. Everything looks like it is ready to go, so we may contact ground Let's have a listen to the ATIS for starters. I want to know what runway we'll be taking off on. If it is going to work for us. I've been having a few issues with this, so let's try that again. Shiraz ground. Shiraz ATIS. Doesn't seem to be working. Okay, cool. All right. The other thing that I will do is I am going to turn on taxiway assistance because I don't know where I'm going on this airport. If you don't fly them and you don't have the charts for them, then it's pretty well impossible to find your way around. I mean, you can do it, but it's a bit of stuffing around as well. So let's resume there. All right, and we will go back into the radio and we will contact ground. So we are departing north. Where are we? Depart straight out. I'm not sure whether straight out is north. There we go, depart north. So let's contact.
Shiraz ground, Diamond Sierra, India, Mike India. Request taxi for north departure with Oscar. Diamond Sierra, India, Mike India, taxi to and hold short of runway 29er right using taxiway Alpha cross runway 11 right Alpha Bravo. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
29er right.
Taxiing hold short runway 29er right via taxiway Alpha cross runway 11 right Alpha Bravo Diamond India Mike India.
So we will set this to 290, which will be an approximate. Then we will need to tune to Shiraz Tower on 1187, which we will do if we change. We can change our frequency here. 118. We'll go to 118.100. So 118.1. Let's turn that down. We'll tune in. We'll tune the standby frequency into that, so we are ready to contact tower. Once we are ready to depart, there we go. Nearly there. It's probably a quicker way to do that. Let's turn that off, and we will see how this beast goes. Let's see what we can do, guys. Taxi lights on. Position lights on. The strobe light is already on. We did that. I did that just before startup. So let's get this show on the road, guys. So pretty nice weather, as you would expect out here. It's not too bad at the moment. It's probably quite warm. I'm not sure what the temperature is. We also need to put our wind on into option 3 right there. As you can see, that gives us an idea of what wind. So we will be taking off in this direction here once we get over there. Anything else? Can turn the alerts off. Everything else seems to be okay. So let's go back again. There we go. All right, let's taxi this baby out. There you go. Get a little bit of movement happening, and we will head out to the runway. So it's relatively flat here, but it is surrounded by hills. We won't need to worry about any of those at all. So we do have a bit of AI traffic just sitting in the parking bays here in the general aviation section of Shiraz, but still haven't seen any or heard any other aircraft over the radio or anything like that. So certainly not on ground. So I was going to bring out the twin engine Diamond, but I decided to go for the single engine. I do love flying light GA aircraft. I do get a lot out of that. So alright, what I will do is unless something happens, I will I will actually see you when we are holding short of 29. Okay, guys.
Mike India, hold position caution. The day or TBM 9 on the taxiway.
There we go. We've got a TBM sitting there. He's on his way out to take off as well. So we've just been given hold short instructions. We shall wait until. There we go. There's our continue taxi. So we will acknowledge that.
Roger, Diamond India, Mike India.
All right, and we will continue our taxi out. We will be taking off after this TBM, I am guessing. The TBM is something that we will eventually fly as well once I get used to flying again. So let's get ourselves organised. Taxi lights off, landing lights on. Fuel pump is... We'll put our fuel pump on for takeoff, I think. We are trimmed for takeoff. Let's request our takeoff clearance now.
She-Rouse Tower, Diamond Sierra, India, Mike India, at runway 29er, right, ready for takeoff departure to the north.
There we go. Alright, beautiful.
Diamond Sierra, India, Mike India, hold short runway 29er, right. Traffic is Airbus A20N on the runway.
Easy peasy, we can do that.
Airbus Bravo Zulu uniform exit runway when able.
Let's acknowledge our hold short if we get the opportunity.
Contact Tehran Center on 126.9er. Hold short runway 29er, right, Diamond India, Mike India.
So he's just putting down the end there.
126.9er, landmark 546.
I will see you when we get our takeoff clearance, guys.
Diamond Sierra, India, Mike India, cleared for takeoff runway 29er, right, departure to the north approved.
Well, I've got to say, if that did not take forever, that did not take forever. That was crazy. All right, so we are set for takeoff. We are ready to take off. We are going to put in one stage of flaps. We will shut that down, shut our air traffic control down. Let's taxi out onto the runway. We'll probably do a rolling start because we are at an international airport and we do have Airbuses and stuff coming in. So here we go, guys. Here we go. Out in the middle. I'm not going to follow that silly taxi line there. I am actually just going to line myself up here. And we are going to start rolling. Okay, about 80%. Wait until our airspeed is active. And our airspeed is active. Just give ourselves a little bit more. Okay, what a beautiful little aircraft though. Very, very popular in training. And we are at takeoff speed, so let's bring that back a little bit and off we go. Off we go. A little bit of trimming. There we go. We're going to maintain runway heading for now. We'll try and climb out at about 80 knots. Keep our runway heading held. That's probably not too bad, 83 knots. Just going to trim the aircraft. And we may actually be able to turn. Alright, lovely. We'll acknowledge that. And we might we might actually do our turn now, so I'm going to bring those flaps up, which will bring the nose down a little bit on the aircraft. And turn into here. We're going to continue to climb. We are nearly at 6,000 already, so we're probably going to have to climb a little bit higher than that, I do believe. So I am going to continue to climb out. I think we'll probably climb out to maybe 7,500 feet. There we go. Just trimming everything up a little bit. Might at this point just hold this altitude here, I think. So we'll engage the autopilot and we will engage altitude and hold our altitude here. Settle ourselves in a little bit. I'm going to head out so we can have a look at the scenery around here. It looks like there's some suburban stuff starting to happen over the top of that farmland. Look at that. Wow. Crazy. Shiraz. That is Shiraz, guys. There you go. It's that's a lot of buildings, and for this sim to be running really, really well on my machine with that many buildings is actually pretty cool. So with all that auto-gen, it looks fantastic out there, doesn't it? Looks absolutely fantastic out there. Okay, there we go. We've got a frequency change there.
Shiraz Tower Diamond Sierra India Mike India frequency change.
Shiraz approach.
Shiraz approach Diamond Sierra India Mike India is type Diamond to 44 miles northwest of Shiraz. Request flight following. Diamond Sierra India Mike India Shiraz approach. Squawk 3323.
Okay, 3323.
Squawk 3323 Diamond India Mike India.
It's already done it anyway.
Diamond India Mike India radar contact 5 miles northwest of Shiraz 6,000 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Yeah, 2992. Acknowledge radar contact.
Copy Diamond India Mike India.
We'll close that and let's just have a look over the top of the flight panel there for a sec. Have a look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? That's a sprawling city. Can you imagine what the population in something like this is? It'd be absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I do not know the area. I do not know much about the area. I probably should. I can't tell you what that river is. No idea at all. We are actually at a relatively decent height to run through there. If we bring up our, let's see, let's turn our flight plan off. Let's bring our range out a little bit. No, that's zoom. Persian Gulf Complex is directly ahead of us, so we're about halfway there now, so that's okay. We will maintain this heading. We're getting a little bit of turbulence coming over the top of these buildings, which is pretty cool because this is what happens. You get the updraft, the heat coming up off of buildings and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, and that's where you get a little bit of turbulence. You also get a little bit coming through these from these hills and stuff as well. So we are flying in the direction that we need to be flying in. What I may do is we have our altitude on. I may actually, if we actually click that will synchronize our current heading. As you can see, we will move our heading around a little bit, just a little bit, to line up with our GPS course. And now that we can clear over the top of these hills here, and we will do our heading as well. So that will help us. That will help us. I'm thinking that that's the complex out there. So we'll head over here, fly around here, and then we can come back over and we can head in. Well, what are we heading at? 52 degrees. We will be heading for our next section. So we could come down here and change this to nav mode, as you can see. And once we go into nav mode, then the autopilot will actually follow, but it will actually, it should be curving around here, but it won't curve around here. It'll actually go right out to that point before it actually turns around. So what we may do is may see if we can actually increase our altitude to about 8,000 feet, maybe 8.4, and now this is where I stuff up on this sometimes. VNAV mode should be on, which means that the aircraft should, and we will do our vertical speed to just drop the RPMs there. It doesn't want to climb, probably because we have nav mode on and we are set to fly at there we go, vertical speed. That's a bit better. So we'll climb out at we probably want to climb out at, let's give it a little bit more throttle, probably want to climb out at about maybe 300. Let's drop that down just a little bit. Let's pop out of the aircraft and have a look at this Persian Gulf complex that we are about to fly over. A bit of fertile land around here as well. And once the aircraft gets over here, we will find that it will probably turn to the right. It should follow that nav track. You'll see the GPS here. The course will change once we get over here. I am not sure what the Persian Gulf complex is, but I thought we would fly over it anyway. It is something that's obviously quite important. I probably should do a little bit of research on that. Look at that, guys. And the GPS is controlling us. There we go. Beautiful. Lovely. Train lines going in there. Obviously a little bit of a train problem, I would say. That's just the aircraft lining itself up on this track here. We are currently at 6,700. I might actually give us a little bit more vertical speed, and I may change the altitude just a little bit more, probably to say 9,000, just to make sure that we get over the top of that. So we've got about a 19-minute trip out here. Once we get to TOC, which is our top of climb, and level out, I will probably I'll probably stop recording then, and once we start getting closer to the Tomb of Cyrus, then we will come back. Alright guys, we are now approaching our destination, the Tomb of, or not our destination, our midway point, the Tomb of Cyrus. And I thought I'd actually, what I thought I might do is actually read you some stuff about the Tomb of Cyrus while we were heading out here to have a look at it. Now, apparently one of the biggest things was this is one of the first known buildings to ever be built earthquake-proof, which is pretty interesting. But I'll read out some information about this ancient burial site. So, the ancient burial site said to hold the body of Cyrus the Great, founder of the Persian Empire, noted human rights pioneer, and posthumous occupant of one of the world's first earthquake-resistant buildings, which is actually pretty interesting. Cyrus the Great was a ruler during the 4th century BCE who created the first Persian Empire, welcoming in anyone from the civilized ancient Near East, including sects of Judaism. His reign lasted only 30 years, but by the time his string of conquered territories was finished, he had created the largest empire the world had ever seen to that point. He's also noted as having created the first writings regarding human rights. So just a little bit of information there. I just thought it was pretty interesting. The Tomb of Cyrus in Iran was first rediscovered by Alexander the Great during his campaign across the Middle East. When Alexander arrived at the site, it was said to have contained a golden bed, coffin, dinner setting, and a number of bejeweled items. There was also reportedly an inscription saying that it was in fact Cyrus who was buried at the site, although this evidence has never been found or verified. Despite the lack of evidence to verify that Cyrus is buried in the tomb, it is largely believed to be the case. What we are going to do now, guys, is I am actually going to reduce our altitude now. So put a little bit of speed into it. We shall see if we can actually see this tomb. It's got to be here somewhere. Is it? It's directly off to the left of the camera there. I actually have a photo of it, and it's that definitely isn't it there. So we do need to find it. It is here somewhere. Let's have a look at our map again. It's saying it's off to the front here somewhere. So we shall head down here and have a look. There it is. Alright, so you can see it sitting right, you can actually see it sitting right there, guys. That's the Tomb of Cyrus right there, so we will spin around and have a look at this. The first earthquake-proof building in the world, right there. That's it there. And that's what it actually looks like in real life. So let's take another flyby from the next angle. Keep this beast flying like this. I might actually go to external view, to be honest, and we'll bring up the map so that we can do this. I'll get us a really good angle. Let's see. We will fly with it just on that side of the cockpit there. So we'll come around. Keep a little bit of nose happening. A little bit of rudder. Lovely, now we've got to spot him again, which shouldn't be too difficult. It's just over the back of this hill here, I think. There it is. So you'll see it come over on our left-hand side there. It is sitting right there, guys. And there it is. Let's see if we can do a bit of a zoom. Oh, bad camera work, Simi. There it goes. Right there, the Tomb of Cyrus. So lovely. All right, let's get back into the cockpit now. We've seen that. We have seen another important part of the world, guys. I've taken you on, so I'm going to put a little bit of oomph into this. And actually, we're going to turn this way, so we're going to need to climb back up to 9,000 feet. Which I will set the aircraft up on in a sec as we come up here. 9,000 feet. There. We will go back into... we'll turn the flight director back on. We will go back into nav mode. There we go, and we will also... There we go. She's going to climb up there. I'm just going to need to bring the nose down just a touch there. I'm bleeding a little bit too much speed. 90 knots is probably alright, so she will level out there. Probably climbing a little bit too fast, so let's bring the vertical speed down. There we go. Bring the vertical speed down a little bit. Come on, you can do it. Drop it to about 600, 550 is probably all right. 450 is all right. We're going to get across there anyway. We're going up to 9,000 feet. So I'm just going to back the throttle off there. We were probably in the red for a little bit too long there. So there you go. That is the Tomb of Cyrus in Iran. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to climb out. I am going to head back towards Shahid Airport, and I will see you when we get back there, guys. Okay, guys, so it started to get really cold out here, and we have started to ice up, and I cannot figure out for the life of me how to... I've got the pitot heat on, but I can't figure out for the life of me how to actually... defrost the windows in this aircraft. I can't find any control anywhere for defrosting, so what I am doing now is I am actually going to make a landing at OSIO, so we are going to contact them. I'm trying to defrost the aircraft a little bit. We're going to be doing a crosswind landing, so I am guessing that we will run at runway 20.
Sierra Oscar, traffic diamond, Sierra India Mike India, 1 miles east, 5,800 feet inbound to land, runway 20.
Okay, so the airport is just over here. The runway is just over the. You can see it over the right wing there. So what we're going to do is just come around a little bit. We will announce our crosswind in a sec. I'm just trying to slow the aircraft down a little bit. We're going to be looking through an icy windscreen for this landing. So let's put our landing lights on, which is there. Let's get ourselves into a decent view, and we shall turn crosswind now, so we'll announce that.
Oscar India Sierra Oscar, traffic diamond, Sierra India Mike India is on crosswind, runway 20.
And she's just over there, so we'll keep a little bit of we are a little bit low, but I'm trying to bleed some of this not speed, but some of this ice. So alright, this should be our runway just over here. I cannot see for the life of me, so there it is over there. So I'm just going to bring us up just a little bit. Might go an extra stage of flaps, I think. And she should be just over there. There it is. That's a little bit better. Okay, so we'll announce that we are on final now, which is number 2. And we will bring her in here, and we will land here.
Traffic diamond, Sierra India Mike India is on final, runway 20 to land.
We shall wait until the weather is a little bit better, and we shall fly back after that. So it's in the ice there somewhere. There it is. There's our runway, and we will bring him in here. There we go. Lovely. All right, so a little bit of what you could call an emergency landing there, I'm guessing. Due to the... geez, I can't see anything. There we go. due to the icing that we did develop on there. So there we go. Let's just do a little bit of a roll. We'll get some, we'll bleed some speed, and then we shall apply a little bit of brake. Whew. Alright, I'm going to, now we've done that in first person view, I am going to go to external view now. So there you go, guys. Had to do a little bit of an emergency landing. Let's put some flaps up. Now I'm not sure exactly where we park here, so, or how we even get off the runway. So we will spin this beast around. Well, there you go. I did not expect that to happen, to be honest. Round you go. There we go. Can you see anything over there? I can't see anything anywhere. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of parking up to the just over our right wing there, a little bit. So let's give this a little bit of oomph. Let's head down here. Must be a taxiway here somewhere. So we shall have a look for that. Better to come down. I couldn't get. Well, I got a fair bit of frost off the window, and but I couldn't get it all off the window. We possibly could have just continued to circle around the airport, but until such time as we had sort of got rid of all of the frost. But I thought it might have been a little bit better to land. So. Bit interesting, not what I expected, but I don't know, I got us down safely, so we're probably a little bit too low coming in there for the approach. A little bit of a panic there, but we're okay now. So let's spin around here, a little bit of brake there. And we shall taxi up past these buildings and find ourselves a nice little spot to stop. So let's go back into the cockpit. You can see that the windshield is defrosting even more now we're down on the ground. Let's turn our landing lights off. Let's turn our taxi lights on. Let's contact traffic and let them know that we are clear of the runway.
Oscar India Sierra Oscar traffic Diamond Sierra India Mike India is clear of the runway.
Okay, beautiful, and we shall close that off as well. Lovely. Might park it up here somewhere, I think, out near these buildings, I reckon. Well, that was grand, wasn't it? We're probably going to need to refuel anyway to get back to Shahid International, so I might actually pull her out there. Gee, she really wants to pull to the left, doesn't she? Let's just bring it into the fueling station here. There we go. All right, and a little bit of park brake. All right, so we will actually let's do a shutdown before we fuel up. So, all right. So what have we got there? Let's bring that down. Turn that off. Turn our taxi lights off. Starver of fuel. There we go. Lovely. All right, and out she goes. Fuel pump. Put the pit off. Avionics master off. Position and strobes are off. Yep, beautiful. And that was off as well, wasn't it? There you go. And let's see what fuel that we can get, and I will probably refuel it to 50%, I reckon, for our trip back. There you go. Lovely. Display fuel as. Excellent. So we will shut that, and we will call that an episode, guys. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. a bit of icing there, and a bit of a kind of a semi-emergency type landing. But we made it. I hope you enjoyed taking our tour out to the Tomb of Cyrus. I actually really enjoyed flying this one as well. Enjoyed the emergency at the end of it as well. So have a look at that. Have a look at that trim. Have a look at how horrible that trim is. My goodness, that's from dropping out of autopilot. So we did, as we started to ice up, start losing a little bit of, start bleeding speed and stuff. I'm guessing our wings would have been iced up a bit as well. So I basically had to come down, drop my altitude relatively quickly and come down around there. So which is what we did. All right, guys, if you like this one, please hit like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.